Welcome. Today we're taking a deep dive into something called interpleader applications within South African law.
Yes, it's quite a specific but very useful legal tool.
It sounds like it helps when someone's stuck in the middle holding property that maybe two or more people are claiming.
That's exactly it. It's a process designed to help a neutral party, someone just holding the property, resolve ownership disputes without getting caught in the crossfire themselves.
So it protects them from legal risk, essentially, and aims for fairness and, I suppose, efficiency?
Precisely. Fairness for the claimants and protection plus efficiency for the holder. It allows them to step back and let the court decide.
Okay. So where does this process actually come from? What's the legal basis here in South Africa?
Well, the foundation is set out in our court rules.
Ah, the rules of court.
Yes. Specifically, you'll find it in Rule 58 of the High Court Rules.
Rule 58, okay.
And also Rule 44 of the Magistrates Court Rules.
Rule 44 for the magistrates' courts.
Right. These rules detail the procedure. They explain how someone holding disputed property can formally ask the court to step in and determine who the rightful owner actually is.
Could you maybe walk us through an example, make it a bit more concrete?
Certainly. Let's think about an auctioneer. Imagine they've sold an item, the hammer falls, sale done.
Right.
But then afterwards, maybe two different people come forward, both insisting they were the successful bidder, or perhaps claiming some other right to the item or the payment proceeds.
Okay, I can see the problem. The auctioneer has the money, or maybe still the item, and conflicting claims.
Exactly, a difficult position.
Mm-hmm.
Do they hand it over? To whom? Making the wrong call could lead to a lawsuit.
So what does the auctioneer do?
This is where Interpleader comes in. The auctioneer can launch an Interpleader application.
That means?
They effectively notify the court and the claimants saying, look, I have this property or these funds, these parties both claim it. I have no interest in it myself. Please determine who it belongs to.
So they hand the problem over to the court.
That's the essence of it. It shields the auctioneer. They step aside, and the court resolves the dispute between the actual claimants.
That makes sense. The core idea then really is protecting that neutral party, the one just holding the asset.
Absolutely. That's a central purpose, protecting those who are merely custodians, stakeholders, without a personal claim to the property itself.
Can you think of another scenario? Perhaps outside of auctions.
Sure. Consider a storage facility owner. Someone rents a unit, stores goods, but then perhaps defaults on payments.
Okay.
Now, maybe the original renter disappears, but then someone else contacts the facility owner, claiming those stored goods actually belong to them, not the renter.
Another tricky spot. The owner has possession, but faces conflicting claims again.
Precisely. If they release the goods to the new claimant, the original renter might reappear and sue. If they refuse, the new claimant might sue.
So, interpleader again.
Yes. The facility owner can use an interpleader application, bring both the original renter, if they can be found, and the new claimant before the court.
And the court decides ownership. The facility owner is protected.
Exactly. They can then release the goods according to the court's order without fear of legal repercussions from the losing party.
It strikes me that this isn't just about protecting the neutral holder, valuable as that is. It also seems efficient for the legal system.
It is. That's another significant benefit. Think about the alternative.
Multiple lawsuits.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
The storage owner might face separate lawsuits from each claimant, or the auctioneer could be sued by both bidders. Interpleader avoids that.
How so?
It brings all the competing claims and all the relevant parties together into a single legal process before one court.
I see. One case to decide everything.
Correct. Much more streamlined than dealing with fragmented litigation.
Can you give one more example, perhaps illustrating that efficiency point?
Let's take a bank. They might hold funds in an account, perhaps from a deceased estate or a business transaction.
Okay.
And then two different creditors appear, both claiming they are legally entitled to those specific funds held by the bank.
Right, the bank is just holding the money.
Yes. Without interpleader, the bank might face two separate legal actions, one from each creditor demanding payment. This could be costly and time-consuming for the bank.
And potentially lead to conflicting judgments.
It's possible, or at least adds complexity. With an interpleader application, the bank deposits the disputed funds with the court or secures them as the court directs.
And brings both creditors into the same case.
Exactly. The court then adjudicates between the creditors in that single proceeding to determine who has the valid claim to the funds. efficient for the bank, efficient for the court, and fair to the claimants as they resolve it in one forum.
So wrapping this up then, the real essence, the core purpose of Interpleader is twofold.
I'd say so. Firstly, protect the neutral person or entity holding the property.
Right, the stakeholder.
And secondly, provide a fair and efficient way for the court to decide who the actual owner is among the competing claimants.
It brings order to what could otherwise be a very messy situation.
It certainly does. It ensures the property ends up with the rightful owner, as determined by law, while safeguarding the party who is simply caught in the middle.
Well, this has been really illuminating. It shows how a specific legal mechanism like Interpleader provides vital protection and ensures a smoother path to resolving ownership disputes. It's about safeguarding the innocent holder and ensuring justice is done efficiently.
Indeed.
Something for you, our listeners, to consider, perhaps. Think about situations in business or maybe even personal life where someone might find themselves holding property with unclear ownership. How could a tool like this provide clarity and security? A useful thought. Thank you for sharing your expertise.
My pleasure.